Life's toughest battles often reveal the brightest lights of hope. Today on The Unlimited, we share the remarkable journey of a woman who refuses to be defined by her diagnosis. Facing stage 4 cancer, she continues to inspire with her courage, strength, and unwavering faith. Her story is one of resilience, grace, and a reminder that life is always worth celebrating. This is the story of MJ Benito. Our guest today is a fighter whose courage shines through every battle, whose strength inspires us to hold on to hope, especially the darkest moment. Good evening, everyone. This is JohnSaavedra, and my pleasure to introduce you my episode 14, Miss MJ Benito Berg.
Hi, John. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to do the interview with you.
Thank you for welcoming me to your beautiful home. How are you?
Well, I'm doing okay. I'm going through a lot of things, but I'm always grateful every day.
Go ahead and greet everyone who's watching right now.
To all people who's watching John's channel, thank you for supporting him. And hi, everyone. Welcome to the episode 14.
This episode is brought to you by Healthcare Specialist Staffing Solutions, LLC, and call Christina for free accident and injury helpline. So, Ate, go ahead and tell us, who is MJ Benito?
Well, MJ, I grew up in the Philippines. I went to nursing school in the Philippines. I moved in the United States in 2010, and I got married and worked as a nurse here. And after the pandemic, I started going back to school to be a psychiatric nurse practitioner, and I recently become board certified psychiatric nurse practitioner in the state of Arizona.
To be honest with you, every time I'm in the hospital environment, somehow I have that melancholic emotion. I guess the fact that everyone in the hospital are either ill or having some sufferings, whether emotionally or physically. Do you have that feeling where, you know, you're surrounded by people who are suffering? And a lot of times, I'm not a nurse, but I get depressed being in that kind of an environment. Are you used to that kind of an environment as a nurse?
Well, for you to stay in the profession, you need to have like emotionally strong. You need to be very emotionally strong, or else you're not gonna do very well. Yeah. So we see a lot of sad things in the hospital, but at the end of the day, if you're part of caring someone, whether they get better or not, that's still kind of humbling.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good experience because you're able to serve. You're able.
You
to
were
help
there
people.
during their journey, right? That's your coping mechanism. You're an active nurse until now?
Yes, my license is still active. I'm still actually employed in one of our local hospital here. Yeah, I'm just taking a little break, but I'm still employed in that place. Yeah,
that's great news. Yes. Ate, I saw one of your posts. I think it was a story covering also your diagnosis. If that's okay to talk about, is that okay to talk about for The Unlimited?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Tell us about it. What was it like? When did you find out? Because we're talking about stage 4 cancer, stomach cancer, right?
That is correct.
Bring us back to the time when you found out about it.
Yeah, so I found out I have cancer in November 14, 2023. So it's almost 2 years now. And it was very hard. That time I'm only 39 years old. And that time I was in the process of finishing my school. I was about to start my internship as a psychiatric nurse practitioner, plus working full time, and plus, you know, dealing with my personal life. It was a lot, plus the cancer. And I was already very busy. You only have 7 days a week. And then they were telling me, oh, you're going to need to do cancer treatment. And then I eventually, you know, I was suspecting so gastric cancer, the thing with gastric cancer, you will not have symptoms until you're stage 4. Wow. A lot of the time. So if people that get diagnosed earlier, they get diagnosed by accident. Let's say something happened to them and then they go to the hospital, they scan them, and then they'll find the cancer. Well, for my case, it was found very late. And I even asked the doctor how long usually people with my disease, you know, live. And he was telling me, according to research, there's not many studies about gastric cancer. It's not very common in the United States. Plus, the patient that get gastric cancer, like the stage 4, they don't live long enough for them to study. He told me 2 to 6 months. I'll be lucky if I'll get 6 months. And that was very hard. Yeah. But you know what? Eventually I realized, you know what? You only live once. You might as well give it a try. You work so hard, and at the same time, you kind of just enjoy your time. I was like, oh, if I make it to 6 months, I'm just going to have a good time.
Yeah.
But from then, I was just, everything I do, I really feel the moment. Because I used to be like, oh, let's, do everything very quick and running around and, just a Philippine way.
And you made it. It's been almost, you said almost 2 years.
2 years,
right?
yeah.
It's been almost
and I'm
2
still
years.
alive. I'm so
and
happy.
I do see you. I see your post, living your life to the fullest, doing the things that you love to do. Do you feel that it gave you a different perspective of life when you realize that you're diagnosed with stage 4?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Now, every day is special now. Yeah. I don't want to waste any of my time. I appreciate people's time more. I mean, before I've always been, try to be
But it was
nice
more
to
on
people.
go with the
But,
flow. Let's see what
yeah.
we're going to do today, right?
Yeah. Now it's like I don't need to worry about anything. I just relax and enjoy. And I feel like now I'm more at peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever happened, I'm going to try to work very hard to live longer. That's my goal. And if something happened, it's okay. Yeah.
But did you struggle emotionally, maybe the first few months when you found out? What was your initial reaction? Because listening to your story right now, it makes me speechless. If I'm trying to put myself in your shoe, when I was driving, coming to your house today, and I was telling myself, what happened if I was told that I'm diagnosed with cancer? It doesn't have to be stomach, but stage 4. I just could not accept the idea of the fact that how did I reach that kind of a diagnosis without any symptoms, correct? And you realize that life is so short and you don't have to be diagnosed with anything, that anything could happen for a reason. But what was your initial reaction? Did you cry? Did you call anyone? Were you shocked? Were you speechless? The first time you heard that you're stage 4 diagnosed for stomach cancer?
Well, the first time I heard I have cancer, I just woke up from the procedure. So I was like kind of sleepy.
Yeah.
And that time I kind of already suspect that I have gastric cancer because maybe 5 months before that, I was really not feeling very good. It was just very hard to get diagnosed because, in United States, they need to follow protocol. And then if you don't have history of cancer, you're not going to be like the priority patient. So it took me 6 months to get scoped. And before that, a month before that, I was even referred to hematology oncology, not because I have cancer, but because I have anemia, unexplained anemia. They don't know what's causing it. And I saw an oncologist, but he can't treat me for cancer. He was only seeing me for anemia. And that time, I already have stage 4 cancer. I even told the doctor, but we did not know yet. I told the doctor, I think I have gastric cancer. And then at first, he's like looking at me and he's like, why did you say that? Don't say that. And I told him about my symptoms.
So you diagnose yourself right away, kinda, because you're familiar with, you're so familiar with the health background that you already had that conclusion that you might have it before you were even diagnosed officially.
Well, I was researching about it because I work in psychiatry. I haven't worked in oncology, and each cancer is very different. So my knowledge about cancer is kind of like not in depth. But this one, because of my symptoms, I was studying about it. I'm talking to my coworkers about it, and we're reading. It's kind of, scary.
Give us some symptoms. Is it more stomach pain, or is it
Stomach
bleeding through defecation? Is it?
So I have stomach ache. Well, at first, no, actually, my primary care, my original primary care, look at my records, and she said that in 2019, I did report bloody stool, but which they think it's hemorrhoid. Yeah. But I think it is something to do probably with the pressure in my stomach where the cancer went, or who knows. And then I also, after I got COVID-19 in 2020, I start experiencing fatigue. And I will have hot flashes, I will have night sweats, back pain, and then it just kept getting worse. And my belly was becoming big, and my face was like puffy. It was just, I look very different.
And you couldn't be menopause because you're so young.
Yeah, that's what I thought before. I even told a different doctor because my original primary care left the practice. And I told that one doctor that I saw, she don't know me, and I told her, I should not be menopause. I should not be
You were in
feeling
your
like
late
this.
30s.
Yeah, because that time I was only 37, 38, something like that. And then she told me, yeah, you should not be menopause. But I think she didn't believe I have the symptoms because she said I look very healthy and I look fine. But at first I thought I was crazy.
But looking at you right now, I would not know. You look so healthy.
Thank you.
The smile on your face, you're glowing, you're so beautiful. And every time I speak to you, you're full of life. I feel that I'm the one affected by just listening to the story, but the way you talk about it and you're smiling, where do you get that support? Where do you get that motivation that, this is nothing, it's just another hurdle that I have to face? Where do you get it?
Well, working in psychiatry, you see a lot of sad story. And it kind of strengthened you. Plus the experiences I have as a child, it was not a very easy life. Grew up in the Philippines, grew up in the country area where parents do farming and stuff. And the way, they raised their kids years ago, it was a little different. They palo you, all that kind of stuff. So I think it helps actually. I was thinking when I was diagnosed, I was thinking the experiences you have as a child when you're growing up, it's actually preparing you for what will happen to you when you grow bigger. So I think even if those experiences is, not the most pleasant I had, it actually helped me be strong. Even if most of the time I was doing it on my own, I felt like I will be fine. Like, I was used to it. Like I'm used to be like, you gotta be tough, know? So it was still hard, but I have a lot of coping skills that I learned as a child.
So with all the hardships you've experienced as a child, and also it's an advantage that I think you have a background in psychology, right? That you understand how to have that growth mindset with whatever quandary you have in front of you. You understand how to think positively instead of trying to focus on the negativity of the diagnosis. You're so positive that maybe because it's manifesting, because you're telling yourself, you know what? I can handle this, I can do this. And that's what matters in a lot of situations like yours. What matters is that you tell yourself that this is nothing. This does not measure the person you are, the life that you can have. Do you feel that that's the idea of having a good mindset when you have to face some problems similar to yours?
Yes. And it's a matter of making decision, what kind of life do you want to have? And I decided, if I'm not going to make it to old age, I'm just going to enjoy it, my life. Yeah. Even if I live short, hopefully not. I just want to enjoy my life. We only live once, we kind of just passing in this earth. We might as well, we also want to help. At the same time, we want to, have a good time and be good to the people around us. Yeah.
How would you differentiate your life before your diagnosis compared to today?
Well, before I'm always busy. I'm always running around. I have so many plans and I'm always worried about my retirement. But now I just enjoy everything. Yeah. I eat the food that I like. And my diet actually changed. I used to not like salad. But
now you eat a lot of salad?
Yeah. And when I was diagnosed, I was always looking at people's video and I realized a lot of the people that die like sooner than others, it's more like they're scared about the disease. Learn from, from those kind of scenario. And I was thinking, you know what, maybe when you're scared, your body will decline faster. So when I start, because you will have a lot of emotion. When you're told, oh, you have cancer,
and that's the hardest part. I think it's not the cancer. I think it's how you handle it, how you take it mentally.
Yes, you are very right.
Yeah.
And it is very important that you're emotionally strong and your mind is really strong, because cancer, it doesn't go away in a month. Well, for some people, they will have surgery and then they will recover, but
you could come back.
Once you have cancer, there's always going to be the worry that it may come back at some point. And it's just a very scary diagnosis. Hopefully, we're hoping AI will find medication for cancer.
I'm hoping, but I'm glad that you're living your life to the fullest, and that's what matters. And you really fit my slogan, because my channel is The Unlimited, and the slogan for it is life is so short as is, so don't hold back, be unlimited. And as soon as I learned about your story, I thought, wow, she's an epitome of what my channel is really about. Living life to the fullest. Not necessarily that you need to have cancer to live it, that we should not wait, because there's no such thing as right time to do the things that you love to do in life, right?
Yes.
That now is the time. And we Filipinos love to save, conserve, and plan and organize everything with our lives, not realizing that tomorrow is really not a promise for anyone.
Yes.
Not because you have a cancer, not because you have a specific illness, but because tomorrow can be all of the sudden gone. And while you have the time, you just live your life to the fullest. What is your advice to everyone who's experiencing, not necessarily cancer, but those who are experiencing the same problem similar to yours?
Yeah, so for those people who is experiencing health challenges, just keep going. Make sure, you stay strong, you take care of yourself. If you feel overwhelmed, try to do something that will make you feel better. I do, sometimes I do feel like I'm experiencing a lot of emotion. I get emotional, then I just drive to Sedona, I go hiking, I get massages. I do something to kind of distract the focus.
To release it.
So that's very important. And also, it's important to live a happy life. Yeah. Don't worry too much. I know for Filipino, it's very common that we worry about so many things, like especially like how people look at us and stuff. Sometimes what really matters is how you feel about yourself. When you're happy, sometimes it will make other people, look
It's
at you like,
contagious.
yeah.
It is contagious.
So that is, I think that's a very important thing that we need to keep in mind. Yeah, just be happy, because when you're happy, you can show a lot of love to the people around you.
And I love how you live alone. You're with your dogs. You travel alone. I travel alone as well. And I love that idea that you understand that happiness is not really from anyone. That happiness must start from within, that start from oneself. And you're enjoying your life, not necessarily being surrounded by other people.
Yeah. Traveling alone actually I think it is fun. Plus, sometimes we need to have like our alone time, like quiet time, so you can really feel the moment. You can really think.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you have that alone time, Ate, you can be honest with me with this one. Because sometimes I have my alone time and I would just like go and cry. In different country, I could be watching a nice scenery and I would just cry. Not necessarily because of my problem, but because appreciating the beauty of life, and you just want to release it and be thankful. Does that happen to you when you just travel alone and you just want to let go and release it and you cry at that moment? Or is it just me that I'm crazy?
No. So each person, we we project our happiness or differently.
Yeah.
Usually I get more like the excited. Yeah, and not a crier. But I do feel like I feel really good when I go somewhere and I see something really nice. I feel very happy, and I always thank God, like, thank you for letting me experience this, because I know not everybody will experience that. There's some people that is not able to walk and travel, but I'm always very grateful about that. Yeah.
And every day is a blessing.
That is
correct?
right.
One more question for you. When you look at the mirror, who do you see and what do you see?
Well, when I look at the mirror after I was diagnosed with cancer, it was very sad. Yeah. There's times where I don't want to see me, like my body, because especially when I was very thin, because that's not what I want to see. I want to see some like strong woman. I mean, I was emotionally strong, but it is still kind of, when I look and I'm thinking, man, some people that have like big muscle, they die very quick. And then I'm thinking, and my body is very little that time. Now I'm chubby again. But that time I was little, it makes me cry. But now I feel like I've overcome a lot, and I'm very happy about where am I right now. Yes.
And thank you for being an inspiration. You speak up about it. Some people are too embarrassed to even talk about their journey. You probably have some audience who's watching right now facing a lot of conundrums in their life. And you're an epitome of an inspiration and hope. You're showing not only through this interview, but I was inspired through your online post, to the story that you share, even to the videos that you have. Even if you don't hear anything from me, but I look at them, I see them, and I'm sure there are other people who are watching you at the same time.
Well, I hope I inspire people, but I just want to let you guys know, you share when you're ready to share. You don't need to like share everything. If you don't feel comfortable, just do whatever you feel like, will bring you joy, will make you feel good, especially when you're going through health challenges. So take your time, just take it easy, just relax and keep going. Make sure, you keep love in your heart, you be resilient, and always have the hope.
Yeah.
Even with health challenges, financial challenges, all kind of life challenges you're experiencing, hope will actually take you further. Yeah. And you work hard for it. When you sit there and you just like thinking, oh, I'm gonna get better, but you don't
You'll
work
be drawn.
hard.
You'll be drawn with all the
yeah.
thinking, overthinking of the problems instead of tackling and facing them, right?
Yes.
How would you describe life in one adjective?
Beautiful.
Why?
Well, because you can do a lot of things. When you're alive, it's either you can help people, inspire people, and you can also better yourself. We always want to better ourselves as we, continue with our journey in this earth. We're all kind of just on a journey when we're, living in this earth. Yeah. So we want to be at our best, but at the same time, you also want to enjoy. Yeah.
Am I the author of our journey, right?
Yes.
We decide how our story gonna end, how our story gonna start. We
That's
decide
right.
that part. Ate, what is your legacy? How do you want to be remembered? Who is MJ? And if people ask me someday in the future, what would be your legacy?
Well, I just want to be remembered as a person that, happy. Yeah, I don't want to be remembered as a sad person. And I don't want to make people sad. Yeah. So I'm a little worried about that, because if something happened to me, it's going to hurt people. But hopefully not too much.
No. And I know you're going to be here long time, more
Yes.
years with us,
Yes,
right? Continue
yes.
to enjoy life. And thank you for not letting cancer define the person you are and the life that you can have. Continue to live your life to the fullest and continue to inspire everyone else. I think it's probably given to you because God knows that you're strong enough to face it, that you can be the voice for it, and
Thank you,
continue to use
John.
that legacy.
That's so sweet of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much
Appreciate
for being my episode 14, Ate. Very inspiring. Do you want to have any advice for everyone else before we close our interview?
Well, to everyone who's watching this episode, just stay happy, and hopefully everybody will be blessed. Yeah, and it's nice to be humble. I think, yeah, be nice to people. When you're nice, there's a lot of good things that will happen to you, and you will not miss the opportunity to meet good people. That's very important. Having good people around you. Yeah. And that's an opportunity. Not everybody will have the opportunity to have good people. And I have a lot of nice friends. And I'm so happy about that. Yeah.
Thank you, Ate.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everyone. This is John Saavedra, The Unlimited.
Bye.